What is up, English 10 honor students? This is Mr. Puckett. Going to go through real quick with the answers for your AP Terms review sheet so that you can sort of take your paper, follow along, see how many you got right or wrong, and we can explain why or why not. Okay, so we'll start with number 11. Sorry, number 1. The answer is 11. I'll tell you early. I'm sorry. Number 1 is, early in his life, Siddhartha Gautama gave up his personal possessions and left his family and city life to live this lifestyle, which is supposed to assist him in finding the true meaning of life. And that is pretty easy because it specifically refers to a lifestyle which is ascetic. That is number 11, ascetic. So that is the answer. Ascetic means living a sparse, spare lifestyle, devoid of a lot of luxuries. If you were kind of thinking like, okay, primitivism, well, you might have marked both of those things, but there's one later that's very clearly primitivism. Number 2, as we walked down the streets of Venice together, I felt nothing but embarrassment as my brother obnoxiously shouted, "America," in the faces of everyone we passed. That is ethnocentric. That is when you believe your culture is better than other cultures. Number 3, the young boy's parents were very worried when their son was called into the principal's office after pushing down classmates on the playground and then laughing at them. That boy is sadistic. Sadism is enjoying the pain of others, and that boy is clearly enjoying the pain of others because of the laughing at them there. As he looked back on his life, Junior realized that he never accomplished much simply because he never worked hard. He always did what was fun. Well, someone who's doing that is practicing, number 2, hedonism. Just hedonism, thank you. Practicing hedonism, that is pursuing the things in life that are good, that are fun, that make you happy, and never doing the things that are difficult. Number 5, employee A sees his job promotion as a reward because he is good at his job. Additionally, employee A believes this job promotion will lead to more benefits and job advancements in the future. That person is practicing optimism when you believe that good things will happen in life whenever you see the various things happen in your life. Number 6, the members of the all-female choir loudly and proudly sang Beyonce's anthem, "Run the World," parentheses, girls. The answer to this one is chauvinism, number 1. Because, again, remember, chauvinism often used for males who think that their sex is better than females. However, it applies both ways. And so we tried to trick you there, but it probably didn't get you. Number 7, I will never understand my sister. She always seems to volunteer for the most difficult and most stressful jobs that nobody else ever seems to want. The answer here is number 3, masochism, because a masochist is someone who enjoys pain, and this person's sister, seems to enjoy taking difficult, painful jobs. Number 8, Oedipus's parents believed that if they killed their baby son, the horrible prophecy regarding Oedipus's future would not come true. The parents were wrong. This one even took me a minute, and I wrote it, but using the definition that you have, and also, the process of elimination, you should be able to come with this one this is maybe the toughest one on here. This is fatalism, because it is fate. It is Oedipus's fate that he is to murder his father and marry his mother. Fatalism comes from fate, is the belief that fate rules our lives and that nothing we do can help us escape our fate. Number 9. In terms of doing things, I take a fairly scientific approach to why things happen and how they happen. I don't know if there's a God or not, according to Bill Gates. That is agnosticism. Being agnostic is the belief that you don't know whether there is a God or not, or whether there is something or not. It doesn't have to just refer to religion, although it often does. Number 10, a family who sells their worldly possessions and moves to the wilderness would be advocates of this belief. This is primitivism. This is why this is not the answer for earlier. It's number 16, primitivism. And the reason why is because of this moves to the wilderness. You could argue that this family is being ascetic because they sold their worldly possessions. But this moving to the wilderness is key. That is primitivism, is moving back to nature. Speaking of back to nature, number 11, Henry David Thoreau's Walden, A Reflection Upon Simply Living in Natural Surroundings, is the most well-known text from this literary period, Transcendentalism. Now, you also might be tempted to mix up Transcendentalism or to be tempted to think, oh, this is Primitivism. But Primitivism is not a literary period. Primitivism is a school of thought. Transcendentalism is a group of writers within a certain time period that wrote about the spiritual being more important than the physical. Number 12, although Mr. Puckett's students do enjoy having a substitute teacher in the classroom every now and then, they will also admit that a lack of control and structure does not create a very effective learning environment. The answer to this is anarchy, number 5, because that's what it is when I'm not there. Actually, that's not, according to subnotes, this year, not the case, but most years, anarchy, lack of rules, lack of structure, right? That's anarchy. Number 13, thinking and praying over doing an action. That's mysticism, right? Mysticism is putting an emphasis on deep thought, thinking, praying, meditating. Number 14, Mrs. Appleby can encourage her baby, Calvin, to be a musician, or she can concentrate on teaching him a variety of languages. Mrs. Appleby's husband would like to influence Calvin to be a professional football player. And the answer to this one is tabula rasa, Latin for blank slate. It's about how babies are blank slates and that human children could be taught anything. They are literal blank slates that are mainly here to learn about the world. And you can teach them anything about the world and they'll believe you for a little while. Number 15, I have no desire to attend school because there's nothing meaningful happening there, but I do have a desire to vandalize the school parking lot. And we have to put the obligatory said no one ever because we cannot advocate for that, obviously. The answer here is number 6, anarchy. Or wait, sorry, that's not anarchy. Number 6, nihilism. And specifically, it's not anarchy because there's nothing meaningful happening there, right? Nihilism is the belief that nothing is meaningful, right? Nothing in this world has meaning. And so that is what tells you that this is nihilism. Number 16, before a scientist will publish his or her theories in a scientific journal, all hypotheses must be supported by data and experimental research. That's easy. That's empiricism, which is number 9, empiricism. Number 17, Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein is considered to be representative of this literary period because the unrealistic story relies heavily on emotion and imagination, and that is romanticism. Number 7. Number 18, Women's Health magazine recently published an article titled 9 Health Benefits of Chocolate. However, it's still not logical to assume that chocolate should be eaten at every meal. If this second sentence was here, you'd be tempted to say, oh, that's empiricism, right? That's evidence. But no, right? This second part is what makes it pragmatism, right? This is pragmatic, number 17. Because being pragmatic is being practical. It's not going overboard with something when you hear it. Number 19, employee B sees her job promotion as a fluke event that probably won't happen again. In fact, she is now convinced that she will be under even more scrutiny by her boss. This is the mirror image to number 5 earlier, and the answer is 19, pessimism. That is the belief that bad things will happen. And finally, this is finish with an easy one. Number 20, I don't profess any religion. I know there is no God, and that is Philip Pullman saying that, and it is number 13, atheism. Atheism is the belief that there is no God. Hopefully this helped with you. If you have further questions on this, feel free to email me or your teacher if you're in Mrs. Appleby's class, and talk to me as we get ready for the test. Remember that the exam is Wednesday, Thursday, depending on whether you're cohort 1 or cohort 2. It will be the day we are in person, and we'll see you then.